Hello, everyone. Welcome to My Turn to Talk. I am Solid Blue Sister, and I am back. And today is Tuesday, March 3rd, 2026. I am happy to be doing My Turn to Talk once again. I have actually missed doing this show. This is actually one of my favorite shows to do. It's a little different from Friendly Differences, a little different from Keep It Solid. This show, we talk about just different stuff, different, different stuff. So today, I want to talk about apologies. Do apologies really matter? Are they overrated? When people say, I'm sorry, do they really mean it? Do people really mean it when they say, I'm sorry? Do people, mean it when they apologize to you? Or do they give you the non-apology, which is, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry that hurt your feelings. That's not an apology. And do you have to accept an apology? Is an apology something that you have to accept? And is an apology forgiveness? If you accept someone's apology, does that mean you're forgiving them? Does that mean does it mean that they're absolved of everything that they did wrong? Or do some people accept apologies just to move on? Meaning, if you don't accept this person's apology, they'll keep talking about it, they'll keep talking about it, they'll keep talking about it, and they will keep talking about it. Does an apology mean that you are absolving them from whatever they did wrong? Now, there are some people who apologize and they truly mean it. But then there are some people who apologize truly just to get someone to shut up and move on. Hey, Turtle Piece. What does an apology really mean? Okay, so for you guys who are not familiar with My Turn to Talk, and I've been away from Podbean for a while, so I'm trying to get my audience back on Podbean. But if you guys want to actually join the conversation, you can watch on YouTube and also become a member of Podbean. It is free, and you can actually come up on my panel and we can actually talk. So it's podbean.com, and I am Solid Blue Sister. You'll see my show. It is live. Um, okay, so H8 times 0 says apologizing means nothing if change isn't present. Case closed. That is true. That is true, because you can apologize to someone over and over and over and say, I'm trying to do better. Just like that, you're in a domestic violence situation, whether it be, you know, a male partner beating up on a female partner beating up on their male partner, um, beating up on your children, whatever. Um, and you keep saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. But if you keep doing, if you're a repeat offender and you keep doing the same thing over and over and over, that apology means nothing. And for me personally, the apology means nothing if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over. If you walk into the house with muddy shoes, and I keep telling you, take your shoes off. You have these muddy shoes. Take those muddy shoes off before you walk into the house. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But you keep doing it. That sorry means nothing. So, what does an apology really, truly mean? What does it mean? See, for me, I try to keep it real, because I'm not going to apologize for something that I truly do not feel that I need to apologize for. If I don't think I did anything wrong, I'm not going to apologize. And people say, well, you should apologize to keep the peace. What does that mean? What does apologizing to keep the peace mean? What does that mean? Well, if you apologize, then we can move on. If you apologize, and the next time we come, to family dinner, or we're all together, as a group, it won't be so tense because you apologize. So I'm supposed to apologize for something that I don't feel I did wrong, or that I didn't do wrong, just to make someone else feel better, just so the group or the family can feel okay. But the person who you're trying to make apologize is not feeling okay. That space is not okay for them. No. Okay. And then Turtle P says most people apologize because of the consequence of the offense, not the offense. Good point, Turtle. Good point. Very good point. If you apologize because your mom and dad won't let you go to that concert with your friends on Saturday night, you can't spend the night at your buddy's house. You better backtrack and apologize, because your boss may fire you. So let's get into something a little deeper here, because Turtle, I want to ask this question. You said And I'll put this up again. Most people apologize because of the consequence of the offense, not the offense. Not the offense. Someone murdered someone. They had a trial. They were just found guilty. All of a sudden, they're crying, boo-hoo. Say you're in a death penalty state. But if you're in California, it doesn't mean anything because you may be on death row, but you'll live until you're 90. But let's just say, that you're in a death penalty state or you're facing life in prison. You're 23 years old. You sat there doing this bravado the entire time during the trial, this look of no remorse. And all of a sudden, you're found guilty. And for whatever reason, things become very real. They weren't very real to you when you were arrested. Things weren't really real to you when you sat in jail waiting for your court date. You performed for the court when they brought you in, giving everybody a peace sign. Hey, what's up? Whatever. Your family was there. Hey, mom, whatever. I understand that people have the bravado, but all of a sudden it's guilty. So, Turtle, this is when I ask, are people apologizing because of the consequence or because of the offense? So all of a sudden, that person's getting up and saying, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to do it. But you did do it. You showed no remorse during the entire trial. And all of a sudden, things become very real. And all of a sudden, you're apologizing. Are you really sorry? Are you truly sorry? That person who's been sitting on death row for however long. I mean, you're in Texas, you don't sit on death row for too long. And you start walking that green mile. You start taking that walk to the gas chamber. You may be in some places in the world, they hang you. In some places, when you're found guilty, they take you directly from court, they take you to a room, and they execute you. There's no sitting in jail, on death row, whatever, for years. It's none of that. You're guilty, you'll be hanged tomorrow. You're guilty, we are taking you. Turtle P says express lane in Texas. Yes. We are going to execute you. Then all of a sudden you're calling for your mother. All of a sudden you found Jesus. All of a sudden you're apologizing. Does it really matter? Do people care? Is your apology worth anything? Is your apology worth anything? You know, people, for whatever reason, want to believe that an apology all of a sudden makes everything better. We grow up with our parents when we have a fight at school, in the neighborhood. We grew up with tell them you're sorry. Now you say you're sorry. Now shake hands. And all of a sudden, all that was supposed to make everything okay. Does it really? Did it really make everything okay when you shook your friend's hand who was your enemy for that, for that time? What if that person did something that that was just really, really wrong? What if in high school, you stole someone's boyfriend, stole someone's girlfriend? I'm sorry, we just fell in love. Are you supposed to forgive that person for that? Okay, what is it? What is truly in someone's heart? We must judge by their outward appearance. That's true. Because you really don't know what's really in someone's heart. You really don't know what people are truly thinking. There are some people that I know who, when they apologize, they truly mean it. They truly mean it. But there are some people who apologize and they're repeat offenders. And they keep doing the same thing again and again and again. Is the serial killer sorry that he killed 35 people? Or is he sorry that he got caught? And is saying I'm sorry the same as an apology? Does an apology mean you're sorry? I think there's a difference. Now, I say I'm sorry. I probably say I'm sorry to people a couple of times a week. And when I say that, I mean I'm at the market. I'm walking down the street. I'm walking my dog. I may bump into somebody. I may back up when I'm in the store. I don't see somebody behind me. And I say, "Oh, I'm sorry." I truly mean it. I truly mean that I am sorry that I backed up into you, because usually I'm not paying attention. And and a lot of times when I'm in the store, I'm so engrossed in what I'm looking at and what I'm buying that I am sorry that I bumped into you. I am sorry that I'm blocking the aisle, and I will move my cart out of the way. Is that the same thing as an apology? I don't think so. I think apologies go deeper than in I'm sorry. I think an apology means more. You stole my money. Are you apologizing? Are you saying, I'm sorry? Or are you truly sorry and you're apologizing that you stole my money? Internal peace says an absolute difference. See, I personally think that when you say I'm sorry, um, it's something that just rolls off on your mouth. Hey, Lou, welcome. Okay, so we got some people. One of my one of my oldies from Podbean. Hey, Lou. Now Lou says forgiveness is a thing, and that's the end of it. If I apologize, I truly mean it because I don't apologize to no one. And there are some people who don't apologize. And I will apologize to someone if I truly believe I did something wrong. But I'm not going to apologize to someone just because, just because they feel I should keep the peace. Just because we need we need to move on. We need to move on from this. Or this is my favorite one. You should be the bigger person. Y'all have heard that, right? You should be the bigger person. What does that even mean? Am I supposed to feel better because I apologize and this person didn't and I did nothing wrong? I don't want to be the bigger person. I don't want to be the bigger person. Does that make me a bad person because I don't want to be the bigger person because I'm not apologizing? Come on. Come on. Because one thing that I have found with one thing I have found when I look at people who are being the bigger person, and you all can agree with me or you can disagree with me, is they usually get screwed. They usually get screwed. Welcome, Coffee.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me here.
Did you want to comment on the conversation?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
Do you know, it's been 3 years I haven't used this application, like 2022. Today I was installed this application. For the first time I was talking to you. What kind of podcast is this? It's an entertainment, or what kind of podcast is this?
okay, hold on for 1 second because I need to make sure. Hold on 1 second for me. Hold on. Uh, okay, can you repeat your question for me? No. It isn't. It isn't religious, and it isn't a political podcast. My turn to talk is just where we just talk about. I mean, the topic to today is, are apologies overrated? So we're just talking about people who say I'm sorry, people who apologize. One of my favorite shows on the show that I did, it's just different topics. Where are you calling from? Are you from the U.S.? Okay, okay. Well, welcome, welcome. So let me ask a question, and I don't mean to make you feel bad or anything, but with okay, so I live in the US. Okay, so I've never had to live through a war. Okay, I've never had to deal with that. Is a war something that you can apologize for and say, "I'm sorry," and truly mean it? You understand what I'm saying? Wait, hold on. They can't hear the caller on YouTube. Hold on. They can't hear you. So let me change something for a moment. Uh, oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Turtle, can you hear us now? Yes. It is also streaming. It is Solid Blue Sister, my turn to talk, or you can go to Ghost Claw Productions Radio. Okay. Okay. Turtle, could you hear him? Could you hear him? Caleb, can you hear him? No, I'm asking the people who are listening on YouTube if they can hear you. So, okay, so they can't hear. All right. I don't know why you guys can't hear him. They can't hear you. That's okay. Well, I have everything set. Let me just double check one more thing. That's set. That's set. That's set. That's set. Okay, we're going to keep going. I don't know, Turtle. I don't know why you can't hear Coffee because you should be able to hear him, and I don't know why you're not able to hear him. Uh, you know what? Let me turn this off. Hold on. I'm going to turn that off. Oh, okay, Coffee. Keep going. Okay, he dropped off. Okay, Turtle, you can still hear me though, correct? Caleb, whoever. Okay, good, Caleb. Okay, all right. Okay, so it was really interesting what Coffee just said because he was talking about being in Afghanistan and and the wars and do you apologize for a war? Can you ever apologize for a war? I mean, can you, because um when you wow. I mean, because I've never been in a war. Most people in the United States have never been in a war. The last time a war was fought on American soil was the Civil War. I don't know what it's like to wake up to your home being bombed, coming back to nothing. How do you apologize for that? Can you apologize for that? Can you say, I'm sorry? You know, when, and I don't mean to step on anyone's toes or make them feel bad or anything, but when a service member is killed, and the president or a general their reporting officer says, I'm so sorry. What does that mean? He gave his life, she gave his life, or your child or someone, was killed in that bombing. I'm sorry. But is there ever an apology? Is that when an apology is necessary and needed? Is that when an apology is needed, when you are truly apologizing? But we would not have to apologize if you hadn't have started the war in the first place. You wouldn't have had to apologize if you didn't send my son or daughter or me or my mother, father, whomever to that place of destruction. Because one thing I'm sure we've all noticed, the people who are, from a grateful nation, they're not the ones on the front line. The president, the people at the Pentagon, the prime minister, the king, the queen, whomever, they're not the ones on the front line. And usually their children or their loved ones aren't either. So I'm sorry just doesn't cut it. And an apology, that doesn't cut it either. I did a show on My Turn to Talk about 2 years ago. And I remember one caller specifically said that wars are necessary. Wars are necessary because it kind of keeps the population growth down. That if we never had a war, this would be an overpopulated world. And I thought about that. Is that true? But overpopulated or not, are we sorry? The world is a difficult and complex place. And every single day, someone somewhere is doing something that they're sorry about, something that they apologize for. But do they really mean it? Because I'm going to tell y'all, I'm the type of person, I'm not going to apologize. Um, oh boy, that's okay. Turtle, take your time. Turtle says, I'm thinking. Um, you know, an apology, an apology takes courage. An apology that matters. And some people don't want to apologize because of their pride. They don't want to admit that they did something wrong. They don't want to admit that there was an injustice. So they don't apologize. And they think that you should just go along and keep the peace. And more as I've gotten older, I don't let people slide. I used to just not say anything. I would just keep it up here because there are things that people have done to me and have said to me that, I didn't say anything at the time, but I never forgot. I have had people apologize to me where I've come out and said, I don't accept your apology, where they've said, I'm sorry. And I have said, I don't accept your apology. And they're taken aback like, what? Because they're repeat offenders and I know it's going to happen again. Or that person was just so incredibly rude to me that the way they apologized was one of those, I'm sorry, or I'm sorry if your feelings got hurt. That's not an apology. That's you wanting me to move on. That's you wanting me to move on from this situation so you don't have to deal with it. And even if I don't say anything to you, I haven't forgotten what you said to me. And I'm going to process it the way I'm going to process it. And believe me, I'm not keeping the peace. I'm not. Or people who say, I thought you were a Christian. But they don't say that about themselves when they're saying something to you that was not Christ-like. It doesn't apply to them, but it's supposed to apply to you. You guys get where I'm going here? People who are hypocrites. I don't accept your apology because your hypocrisy is going to come back over and over and over. You will be that repeat offender. You cannot apologize or say you're sorry for the death of a soldier when you're sending another soldier out to face the same fate. You cannot apologize and say you're sorry for dropping a bomb on an orphanage or someone getting caught in the crossfire when you're going to drop another bomb and you're going to raise that gun again where another child or person will be caught in the crossfire. I'm saying you cannot do that. You can't. It's hypocritical. You can't tell Johnny to apologize for hitting Sue when they're at recess, when he doesn't mean it, and when the teacher's not looking, he's going to do it again. People who raise bullies and they want to say, well, your kid shouldn't be such a wuss. Your kid shouldn't be such a pussy. Okay. Then all of a sudden, my kid or the other kid comes back to school with a baseball bat or a gun, and all of a sudden, your child is unalived or they're in a hospital. What do you do? What do you do as a parent whose child was bullied? And some children seriously go through bullying in their life. It's not, sticks and stones type things, because words do hurt and words do matter. But some people go through bullying where it's physical. Parent goes up to school, talks to the principal, talks to the teacher. Parents come in. The parents are, like I said, looking at you. Well, you've raised this wuss of a kid. Well, maybe if your daughter didn't dress that way, she's not one of the cool kids. So they get hazed in the locker room or whatever. And you're trying your best as a parent to navigate this. See, me, that's when I pull my kid out of school and then I deal with the situation. But everyone doesn't have that. They're not able to do that. Everyone's not able to do that for whatever reason. So your kid one day fights back. She gets hit. He gets shoved. She hits back. He shoves back. And they fight back. And someone gets seriously hurt. Your child gets seriously hurt. All of a sudden, my child has handcuffs on. All of a sudden, my child and my family is being sued. All of a sudden, my child is in court for assault, for murder. As a parent, do I apologize for that? Am I sorry your child got hurt? Am I sorry your child was unalived when your child has been harassing my child for how long? And it's documented that the school did nothing? The district did nothing. The teachers did nothing. The parents did nothing. But my family, the family of the bully, they did everything correct. Does a parent have anything to apologize for because their child fought back? But they fought back in a way where your child was seriously injured or worse. And Turtle says, apologies must come from empathy, not ego. I mean, seriously. Seriously. People toss apologies and the phrase "I'm sorry" around like it's magic. And when they say it, and they put it out into the universe, they put it out into the world, you're supposed to accept it. I disagree with that. I disagree with that. I will accept your apology if I feel you truly mean it, if it was heartfelt. I will even accept "I'm sorry" if it's given in the right way. And again, I don't mean "I'm sorry you feel that way." I'm sorry if your feelings got hurt. But you're genuinely saying, "I'm sorry for what I did. I'm sorry for what I said." Because when you say "I'm sorry," it's accountability. An apology is accountability. You're taking accountability for your actions. Don't kill someone and then stand up in court when you know that you're going to be in jail for the rest of your life or you're about to die. And all of a sudden you're sorry. It doesn't work like that. At least not for me. It doesn't work like that. Do you have enough courage to truly be accountable for what you did, for what you said? For your actions? Is your son or daughter sorry or apologizing because they truly know that bullying your child, another person's child, was wrong? Or are they sorry now because that person's standing over them with a baseball bat and your child is on the ground bloody. But they're apologizing or they're sorry because they don't want to get hit anymore. They're hurting physically. Turtle says, I'd be more regretful that the bully put my kid in that situation than I would have the consequence to the bully. Okay. All right. Because for me, honestly, if my kid's being bullied and it, you know, mentally being bullied with words is bad enough. But when it turns to the physical and my child retaliates back in a physical way, I'm not so sorry. And I've told this story before. I'll tell it again really quickly before we wrap up. But years ago on Oprah, years ago. This again was years ago because Oprah's been off the air for about 10 years. So this must have been almost about 20 years ago. So there was a story that made national news, and there was this child, and I have to mention that it was a black family and a white family. The kid who was bullying was a white boy, and I think he was like 15. And the bullying always happened when, on a Saturday when little league games were going on, when the baseball games were going on. And he would always bully this. I do believe the boy at the time was maybe 11 or 12. He was, black kid. And it got physical. Parents went up to the black parents, went up to the white parents, said, hey, your kid's doing this, whatever. And nothing happened. They didn't do anything. It was one of those, your kid needs to grow some balls. It's just playful teasing. No, it's not playful teasing. Your son needs to stop. Well, their son didn't. So if I remember the story correctly, the white kid and the black kid were at the concession stand after one of the games. And the white kid started physically bullying, pushing, shoving, hitting the black kid. Well, the black kid had a baseball bat in his hand. And he turned around and he started hitting him with this baseball bat. The white kid was injured to the point where he had to go to the hospital. And he died. The black kid was arrested. And at the time, because of his age, he wasn't charged as an adult. He was charged as a child. And he went to prison, not an adult prison. He went to jail until he was 21. Now, when the parents, Oprah had the parents on the show, and the white parents did not want to be on stage at the same time with the black parents. So Oprah brought them out separately. And Oprah asked them, she said, she asked the white parents, are you sorry? Are you apologize for the situation? Basically, that your son created, your dead son, the dead son created. And those parents took there was no accountability from them. There was none. All they saw was their son was dead. And those people, their son is the ones murdered my child. Okay, fair to a point. Because the black family comes out and they're saying, we talked to them, we asked them to stop. And I think at one point they filed, they filed a grievance with the police. Things were documented. There were witnesses. People saw this happening ongoing for months. But you as a parent did not step up. Now your child is dead. My child is in jail. His life is ruined. He has a record. Your child is dead. So who is it? Both parents need to apologize to each other? Do both of them have to, both? I mean, what do you do? Do I apologize for my child taking that bat and hitting your son to the point where he's unalived? If I didn't know what my son was going to do? Should I be sorry if I kill my abuser or my husband or my mother or father because they've been beating me and all of a sudden I just snap, and while they're beating me, I pick up a knife, a gun, a baseball bat, a chair, whatever, and I kill them? Should I apologize for that? And all of a sudden I'm in jail. Especially if that person asks for help. If that person called out, if that person made other people aware of what was going on and system failed. And we all know that the system fails a lot. Something to think about. Something to think about. Anyway, guys, I am at my hour. Let's see. Turtle says you can feel empathetic towards the parents and the kid for the tragedy that befell them. I think that's okay. Okay. And that's fair. That is fair. Turtle, not sure why you were not able to hear because I did a test last night just for that reason. And one person was on YouTube, the other person was on Podbean, and the person on YouTube was able to hear the Podbean. And when I replayed the show, they were able to hear. And unfortunately, I deleted the show on My Turn to Talk this morning. But they were able to hear them. So Caleb, not sure what you're saying yes to. So I will go back, and when I re-listen to the show, I will hear. I'll listen to it, but you should have been able to hear everything. So okay, so everyone, again, My Turn to Talk. I'm getting the show started again. I hope to get my following back from Podbean. This is one of my favorite shows to do because the topics are just, different. They are just different. So Friendly Differences is my political show. Uh, this show is more of a, if you go on Podbean, all of my past shows are there. One of my favorite shows, guys, if you guys can go back and listen to it, it's more than 2 years old. Why Does Sin Taste So Good? I love that show. I did a show on just to give people an idea what My Turn to Talk is about. I did a show, should lifetime criminals who are incarcerated people, I should say, who are doing life, should they have to be organ donors? That show got a lot of response, a nice conversation we had going. But those are the type of shows that I do on my Turn to Talk. Friendly Differences is my political show, whatever. But My Turn to Talk is should people have cameras in the home when you have company, and things like that. So well, thank you, Turtle. Thank you. I tend to get a lot of my listeners on the replay, and again, since I'm on Podbean, again, and Turtle, if you again sign up for Podbean, it is free, and you can come up on the panel and we can talk. And you're supposed to hear it on YouTube, but people can join me and join the conversation, and it has spots for like 8 people, and we can all talk, and no one talks over anyone else, whatever. But anyway, that's what it is. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your week. I will be back on Saturday, 12 noon Pacific, with Friendly Differences, and you can catch me on Ghost Club Productions Radio or on Friendly Differences podcast on YouTube. And again, My Turn to Talk on YouTube and on Ghost Club Productions Radio. So until next time, everyone, peace.